friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boost Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I'm not sure what's going on, and I don't seem to see my stream. That's NFL Honors Events. Stream now. Let me know if you guys see anything, because I am not seeing anything up here. I see a few people in the chats. I don't see my stream. It says my stream is offline. It says I'm perfect streaming. Not sure what's going on here. Session error. Okay. Let me check something here. Let me look at the old school way here and see if I see me. Because I'm not seeing any comments or anything. Elapsed time. Okay, that's the original stream that wouldn't go through. Okay, this is perfect streaming. What's the topic of the day? It would be the schedule being released, but I'm not seeing the but I'm not seeing the feed on it. So we got a little problem here.
Personal number was fine for a while, but it got to the point where I was giving away my number to everybody, and so having Grasshopper and getting a business line to give to these customers and clients has been immensely.
Okay, so let me try to restream. Hold it. Ah, there I am. Okay. Sorry guys, don't know what happened. Stream resumed. Don't know what happened here. Unfortunately, it went out of the window. Dallas Cowboys schedule is officially going to be released here in a few minutes. And let me change up on my cameras. Seems like everything kind of screwed up on me here. Okay, so well, hello friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boost Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work, and apparently it wasn't working anyway for me to get the stream up. Okay, so here's what we've got. We've been hearing different rumors and stuff about what's going to be happening today, middle of the day. The back of the schedule looks heavy. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'd like to start out and get a better start than we had last year, and hopefully we can kind of coast a little bit. But you know what they say? If you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best. Now, this was earlier today. West Coast Cowboys ended up posting that, and I got a little something that I was told to hold on to. Because it wasn't exactly official just yet, but let me go through, and it's actually easier for me to look at this one. All right, so here's what we got. We open up with the New York Giants, 4 o'clock kickoff, season opener. New York stinking Giants, we're back to those guys again. And then we play at Washington, a 1 o'clock game. 1 o'clock. And I'm going to tell you, I'm about as excited as can be to get that game in early before it gets cold. We are going to tailgate our ass off. I was so excited today that I actually went out and just cleaned out the smoker. Cleaned out the smoker, fired it up just to make sure it was going to be ready and stuff. I am going to be, I don't know, I might do 10 pork shoulders on that tailgate. And Cowboys Experience is going to partner with us. And here's the thing. Now that you've seen the schedule, if there's games you want to go to, the price is going to go up. So go to Cowboys Experience. You can put down like a $50 deposit. They will hold your space and stuff. Oh, man. Now, I tell you what, Jermaine, I want to get 200 people at our tailgate for the Redskins. I want that thing to be epic, that people just say, oh, my God, did you see the Joe Boost Sports Reports tailgate? I just want it to be epic. I want people to come around, have a good time and everything else. We're going to have a TV there, so even if you don't go to the game, you can hang out and party in the parking lot. We had E2 Blue and Michael Anthony Fitness and about 50 people that watched the game in the parking lot there, eating chicken wings, having a great time. All right, so we're still waiting for the actual show to kick off. But then we have the Miami Dolphins at home, 1 o'clock kickoff. The New Orleans Saints will be a Sunday night game in New Orleans. That's going to be a tough one. Then we got the Green Bay Packers, 4 o'clock, October 6th. We got the New York Jets at 4 o'clock in New York. So at least that's before it gets cold, October 13th. Then we play the Eagles at home. We have a bye. You almost could say we have a double bye because we're going to play the Giants in the following week in New York, November 4th. We play the Minnesota Vikings at home. Then we play the Lions in Detroit on November 17th. We play the Buffalo Bills for Thanksgiving, so that means we got Mr. Hot Sauce himself coming back on Thanksgiving. We play the Bears on Thursday night, and you know that's going to be cold, December 5th. That's going to be real cold. Then we got LA at home. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at Philly, and we got the Washington Redskins. So it looks like we start off kind of heavy, kind of light, because I look and say we got the Giants, the Redskins, the Dolphins, New Orleans. We should be 3-4 out of that, at least 3-4. And then you play Green Bay, New York, Philadelphia. You know, you should win at least 2 of those 3. So we could start off the season and have a great, great record. Get the bye week, get the Giants, the Vikings, the Lions. That's not too bad. But that November with New England, Chicago, Rams, Eagles. So you look at that and you say, between November 24th and the end of the season, you've got New England, the Bears, the Rams, and the Eagles. 4 playoff teams and 2 patsies, Redskins and Buffalo. Lucky's is, if you go ahead and just Google it, it's on, Kingstown Boulevard. No, that's not. Is that it? I think it's Kingstown Boulevard. It's real close to the Springfield Metro. In fact, you could walk from the Springfield Metro to there. I'll go ahead. What I'll do is I'll do a Facebook event for the draft for the first night. So anybody who's interested, what we're going to do is from 6 o'clock for the first round of the draft, we're going to do a draft party. Even though our Cowboys don't have anything, we're going to have E2 Blue will be there, I'll be there, DMV, Michael Anthony, even the New York Stinking Giant fan, and he's got a couple of picks and stuff. We're going to do a draft show from there. And it's important. I know we don't have any picks in that first round, but it's going to be important to see who falls down. Because here's watching the press conference. I watched the whole thing. The Dallas Cowboys have evolved. Oh, yeah, I know Fredericksburg area. Kayvon, I know Fredericksburg real well. I mean, just right straight down 95. In fact, I'm going to be in Stafford tomorrow. I got to go south anyway. But I tell you what, if you want to go to Lucky's, all you got to do is go right up 95, get off on the Springfield exit, and you're only about a mile away from Lucky's. But the Dallas Cowboys have evolved. And here's the thing. I took some notes from their press conference and stuff. They realize about trading up. It risks too much. And see, I have never been a big fan of trading up in the draft because you are potentially losing 2 players if it doesn't work out. You look at what the Redskins did for RG3. They put 3 number 1s and a second for that guy. That set them back for years. When we traded up for Morris Claiborne, we took a first and a second and moved up for him thinking that he was going to be the player to start us out. But it ended up being that the guy could never stay healthy. He could never stay healthy to the point where he could actually learn the system and things. And so not only did we mess up on that number 1 pick, that number 2 pick should be a starter on your team. When you think about Sean Lee, when you think about Connor Williams, when you think about Jalen Smith, those are second-round pick guys. So we not only missed on that first one with him, we missed because we didn't have that second one. Now, to say you don't want to waste the number 1, we didn't waste the number 1 with Amari Cooper. Ecstatic about that. Ecstatic. But for the Cowboys just to package up 2 or 3 players and try and get into the first round, or take next year's, draft picks and try and get the first round. I don't think it's going to be worth it. Gil Brandt, who's old as dirt, he's older than me, and that's old. He said some really great points. He said, there's like 15 to 17 guys that you look at and you say that is definitely a first round draft pick. But he said there's about 70 other guys who could be first round picks that you just don't know who is going to fall. You don't know for sure. So when you think about it that way, you don't know what players are going to go. He also said that this draft has more safeties in it than he's seen in forever. And this is my thinking, that the Dallas Cowboys, when you look at positions, with me and E2 Blue, we talked about edge rushers and defensive tackles and things like that, right? Everybody is looking for defensive line. You're looking for left tackles. You're looking for defensive linemen first. You're looking for quarterbacks. All of those guys are going to go off the board quick. Safeties, and as I put it, I did my chart. My chart's actually over there. I can't get it at this moment. But over the course of the last 2 seasons, we had 5 safeties taken last year and 7 the year before. And if you follow along since 2010, man, Stan, man, why you got to call me Heavy D by diddly D? Every time you have a high number of safeties picked up, the next year it goes down to 2, 3, and sometimes twice 0 safeties taken in the first 60. So in my mind, you've got the chance, the opportunity to get a great safety than any other position. You're not going to find a quarterback at 58, or unless it's just luck like we did with Dak Prescott. You're not going to find a starting left tackle at 58. You're not going to find a great edge rusher at 58. You're not going to find a defensive tackle at 58. You'll probably find some nice wide receivers. You'll find some great running backs. And I think you're going to find a great safety. And that was one of those things that was interesting, listening to Stephen Jones saying how having Chris Richard working with Will McClay, that having those guys working together on the type of players, that it's changed and evolved the type of players that they're looking for. And that's one of those things that Chris Richard likes length. He likes tall cornerbacks and safeties. You can look at the Legion of Boom. Everybody was like 6'2" or taller with the exception of Earl Thomas and one other guy. So you're seeing and hearing what Chris Richard wants, and that to me makes me think and believe safety will be where we go. I don't see all of the best safeties, the top 5s, going before we get an opportunity to do that. But we'll have to wait and see. But that's literally a week and a night away. And as we look right now, we are 141 days, 21 hours, and 48 minutes away from kickoff of the 2019 season. Can you guys believe it? I'm excited. Sam, man, how you doing, man? How's everything down in San Antonio, man? Sorry, I got my coffee. I gotta. But we've all already seen the schedule. It's no secret. We all know. But this is an opportunity for us to get together. Don't you like to get together, Zachary? Don't you like to hang out? I mean, did you have something better to do tonight? Come on, man. It's hump day. But so people talk about me and my coffee, and they say I make too much noise when I drink my coffee. Here's the thing. I am a creature of habit. I don't think I could ever work for the 4-letter network and things like that, because when I do these shows, you guys have seen all my equipment and everything else. There's no teleprompter. I have notes like this, just so I look and say, oh, that's the topic, and then it just comes off my head. And when I start my show, I'll go back and read the schedule one more time real quick. I literally do it off my head, and so I have to do the same thing every time to get started. So that's why in the morning I always, hello friends, Mark Holmes here with the and turn on wow, didn't turn it on. Turn on that, and then of course wake up the football gods up there. Hello guys, how you doing? Are you guys going to smile down on me? A smile down on our Dallas Cowboys? So that's just the way I am. Understand, if I don't do what you like, I'm okay if you can't take it and don't want to watch. I'm okay. I understand. My cup of tea is not everybody's cup of tea, and there are plenty of other places that you can watch stuff. So find what suits for you, and understand I'm going to be me, which is a guy that's going to shoot a video everywhere but on the toilet. And sometimes I'm going to be dirty, dirt covered, down in a sewer line. I'm going to be down in my man cave. My hair's going to be nappy. I'm going to mispronounce names. I'm going to misspell stuff. I can't read. I'm dyslexic. But that's all me. And so either you can love me as I am or don't. I'm okay. We're cool. But the schedule. So let's go through this again real quick. They're about to kick off the show up there, and we might go ahead and move. How you doing, Joseph? Joseph Hartley, great fan, great person who's helped out like crazy. Here we go. New York stinking Giants in Dallas for the 6th time in the last 8 years. 6th time in the last 8 years, we have opened up with the New York Giants. Last year being Carolina, and in 2014 being against the 49ers. Other than that, every single year, it's been the New York stinking Giants. But I will say this, and here's an interesting fact for you. The first game that I took Joe Boo to was actually in New York City, because the NFL used to do a community build in the NFL championship city for the kickoff. So we were there. We did a community build in Harlem. We had Charles Haley there and stuff. So we got me and Charles Haley climbing together on the wall, and I took Joe Boo to the game. And since that time, the Cowboys won on that Monday night on a game that was the Giants coming out Super Bowl celebration party. Since that time, the New York Giants have not busted a grape. I'm not saying that Joe Boo had anything to do with it, but he was banned from their training facilities. Just saying. So we open up against the New York Giants at home. We have a 1 o'clock kickoff against the Washington Redskins in D.C. We're going to have a tailgate to end all tailgates there. We then played home against the Miami Dolphins, 1 o'clock kickoff. We then play the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans on Sunday night. That's going to be a tough one. We play the Fudge Packers at 4 o'clock at home, October 6th. We play at the New York Jets, October 13th, 3 days after my birthday. We play the Philadelphia Eagles at home, October 20th. We have our bye week, which turns into a second bye week because we play the New York stinking Giants on Monday night after that, November 4th. We play Minnesota Vikings on November 10th at home. We go to Detroit on November 17th. We go to New England the 24th of November. And then we play Cole Beasley at home for Thanksgiving. So bring your hot sauce. Then we go to the Bears, December 5th. Play the Rams at home. Play at Philadelphia and at home for the Washington Redskins. So that's where we have our schedule. And if I need to read that again to you guys, we can do that. Did anybody, let me ask you guys. When Russell Wilson got his contract and he did his Instagram post with Sierra and stuff on there, did that seem a little bit creepy? Did anybody else cringe on that? Seriously, Sierra, go Hogs. You knew what was going to happen as soon as the camera went off. It was kind of like, did y'all have to go ahead and throw that? Did y'all really have to throw that in our face? Seattle, we got a deal. We got a deal. Yeah. So in other news from today's press conference, the Dallas Cowboys are trying to keep what they're doing in the draft, the secret, which is what you want to do. You don't want people to know what your plans are for the draft. It's just, you just don't. But a couple of things that I loved seeing, and I believe now more than ever that Stephen Jones is really in charge of the Dallas Cowboys. Stephen Jones, you can see, is being more vocal than he used to be. I always said, follow what Stephen Jones says and you'll understand what the Cowboys are doing, because he usually didn't speak much, but when he did speak, it was really, really important of what he was saying. You had to pay attention to it because it would lead you to what the Dallas Cowboys were doing. Stephen Jones and Jerry, you can in fact go back to when the offseason happened, they said we have a need at running back, wide receiver, tight end, defensive line, and safety. And you can look and you can see they have done something with all those positions except really running back, unless you say Tavon Austin. If you say Tavon Austin is a running back, he's really a hybrid, but you worry about his durability. They really didn't address it. Rod Smith yesterday was in Cincinnati looking at those guys, so more than likely he's not going to be coming back. So they realize that we cannot continue to run Zeke Elliott the same way that we have been running him because we're going to run him in the ground. Now, he also said that they will be exercising the fifth-year option, which will pay Zeke $9.3 million in 2020. Now, here's my thing. What you really want to do for Zeke Elliott is you want to go ahead and do that extension now. You already have $14 million tied up with Zeke Elliott. Running backs get old at 27. That's when they really start to go downhill. And if you run Zeke the next 2 or 3 years that way you've been running him, he is not going to be anything close to where he was. And what you want to be able to do is when they get to that age is to be able to have the flexibility to say, okay, we can let you go. So if you go ahead and do a contract extension now, you already have to pay him 2 years right now. Basically, you're going to give him a raise for 2 years, and then you're just adding 2 more years on the contract, which gives you then the flexibility that if he is still in great shape, you continue on with another contract, or you can let him walk. If you go ahead and say we're going to play him on this year's contract and next year's contract, then we're talking about 4 years from then. You're talking about now tying up 6 years. And 6 years for a running back is way too long. Do the deal, get it done now. And all these people that keep saying that, well, we don't have the money we got the money to. We could do that shit. Don't stop with this stuff. And everybody who keeps with saying Dak Prescott needs to take a team-friendly deal, understand this. When everybody has to do the same thing, it's not an advantage to you. Everybody is going to be in the 30 million plus range for quarterbacks. You think Carson Wentz is going to play for $20 million? No. You think Jared Goff's going to play for $20 million? No. You think Big Ben, looking at all these dollars out here when he redoes his deal this year, is going to play for $20 million? No. Everybody is going to continue to reset the market. So it's not an advantage. Everybody's going to have to deal with the same thing. It would be great if Dak said, you know what, Jerry, here's what I want you to do. I'll take $25 million. Because I recognize that I want to win Super Bowls. It's about me. That's great if he wants to do that. But if he doesn't, I don't blame him because nobody else is doing that. And everybody who says, well, Tom Brady is doing team-friendly time, what they've been doing with Tom Brady for years is restructure his contract and just kicking the money down the road. He's a $27 million hit this year. 27. Okay? And I believe DJ 100. No, he ain't giving me no money. I'm telling you the way it is. I'm not. Dak Prescott, he's my boy. He's my quarterback. I think he's great. I want him to succeed, but I'm telling you, nobody is taking a team-friendly deal. I ask you, give me a player that says, any player, I don't care about quarterback, any player in the NFL that turns around and says, you know what? Don't pay me as much as the going rate because I want you to be team friendly. I challenge you to name one player. Now, there's I guess I can actually give you one. Sean Lee. Because basically they said, Sean Lee, either you take a pay cut or we're going to have to cut you. But I don't know that he went through and was like, let me go ahead and take a team friendly deal. People aren't doing that, especially when you haven't been paid jack. The man is 70th in quarterback compensation in the NFL. There are backup quarterbacks that are making more money than our starting quarterback, and he is taking all of the shit from you Cowboy fans. So, enough with this stuff. I hope they get this thing done and over with sooner than later, because I'm tired. I am real tired of having to talk about it. And I know it doesn't matter. You can pay Dak Prescott $2 million and people say he's overpaid. There's some people out there that are just that way. So, September, who are we talking about here? So, we can actually change sets up over here. What do you think? Do you guys, should I go ahead and sit at the bar? You're right. Dak needs to get paid. Because, you know what? And here's the thing that you guys got to realize, too, that you're not taking into consideration is the fact that because Dak Prescott for the last 3 years has been paid $680,000, $680,000, it enabled us to get out from under all of those bad contracts. We spent $26 million on dead money last year. $26 million in dead money. We're talking Tony Romo money we were still playing last year, as well as Des Bryant from bad contract. And I'm not saying that you want to go ahead and just say throw away money, but people who say that Dak Prescott has got to prove more, I'm trying to understand, what does he got to prove? He's got more wins than Jared Goff or Carson Wentz, hasn't missed a game, was Rookie of the Year, has been to the playoffs twice, got a playoff win, has 14 game-winning drives, and whether or not you call them dink and dunk, understand, when you're talking about the fourth quarter and you got to have a win, then, and he's not pissing down his leg, he's not throwing interceptions, he's not coughing up the ball like, say, a Kirk Cousins has, or a Matty Ice who had a lead in the Super Bowl, and he has not exactly had the best of talent to start the season with, and that's not to put shade on Alan Hearns or anything like that. It was literally not the best of talent in comparison to what other people had. And for all you people that say, well, you got to have pieces around them, how about all these quarterbacks out there that do have pieces around them who didn't make the playoffs this past year? If Matt Ryan is so great that he can put a team on his back with Julio Jones, with Calvin Ridley, and Sanu, how come they didn't make the playoffs? How come we kicked their ass in their own stadium? How come Aaron Rodgers didn't overcome Mike McCarthy because he is the bad man? How come that team didn't make the playoffs? How come Kirk Cousins, who got $28 million with a team that was in the NFC Championship game, didn't make the playoffs? So, I ask you, and all you people that say, well, we can just go ahead and just, we'll verify that our schedule is right. I ask you then, what exactly is a franchise quarterback that elevates the team? Tell me. I know he did better with Amari Cooper than Derek Carr did with him. Okay, so let's see if we got this right. New York Giants, yep, that's right. Washington Redskins, Miami, New Orleans, Green Bay, New York Jets, Philadelphia Eagles, bye. Minnesota, Detroit, New England. Yep, we got it right. Well, damn. All right, so the schedule we gave you guys is correct. We open up New York stinking Giants. God. Me and Michael, we got a little bit testy today. So it's Lucky's before the game. Usually, well, here's the thing. This year's going to be a little bit different than past years. We've got Cowboys Experience is helping to sponsor me. sponsor the show and stuff. So we're going to be doing a lot more stuff that's going to be including the fans. The New York Giants game, we will probably be here in our man cave, and what we're going to be doing is I'm working on getting this really, really set up. This is going to be, by the time I get done, it's going to be a sports bar. This is literally what it's going to be. We've got the outside out there with the fire pit and stuff. We actually have a TV that's outside. I actually got to get a new one to go out there. We've got the bar that's over there where we can sit down and, of course, put 6 people around the bar with the TV at the bar. We've got the 65 or 70-inch TV that's over here. We're going to get new seating. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to bring some of you fans to come over and be part of our live stream here. Now, what we'll do is we're going to do some games at Lucky's, probably games that aren't televised nationally, because I really don't want to have Verizon and DirecTV, but then again, I might have to bite the bullet. So we'll do some games at Lucky's, and then, of course, we're going to be doing some games at Dallas. We may go ahead and we're definitely going to go to the Redskin game and tailgate there. Cowboys Experience is going to be part of that tailgate, and we're going to make that thing epic. It's going to be huge. So we'll have details coming up on that. We're going to definitely go to the Redskin-Dallas game, which will end the season down in Dallas. We may go to the New York Stinking Giant game in New York, and we will maybe go to the Saints game in New Orleans, and we'll definitely go to at least one other, if not 2 other games in Dallas. So we're going to be doing a lot of games. We're going to be on the road a lot this season, and we're going to be doing a lot of coverage and stuff because it's just going to be, I'm hoping this is going to be a magical season. Now, I was talking earlier today, so we know, just trying to think on the schedule. Let me see if I can, no, that's the full size of it. Think on this schedule. Where's my pen here? Let's see if we can get it to work. Boom. No, I don't want that. I don't want the sketch pad. I want to make the pen work. Okay. All right. As we go through the schedule, God, I'm superstitious, guys. In case you didn't know this, I used to. I'm totally. You remember the commercial that used to be out? It's only weird if it doesn't work. That's me. I had, in high school, I had to take my football helmet home the night before a game, and I would polish it up. Track meets, I would always take my shot put home. I would wash it. I had a special bag for my shot put to go into it. And I had a pair of Lucky socks that I always wore. But I didn't wear them one game, a preseason game, because it was a football jamboree where we played 2 games. And I forgot to bring them. I didn't wear them, and that's when I tore my ACL. Over here, I've got Joe Boo jerseys that are signed. I've got, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of them. 17, actually 18. I've got George Sullivan. 18 Cowboy Joe Boo jerseys that are signed. And I have one signed by Tony Romo. And a lot of people think I hate Tony Romo. It's YouTube. YouTube puts commercials on there where they want to. Sorry about that, MC Scotty. YouTube wants to get paid. Met Tony Romo in 2014 with Joe Boo. Got a picture with him with Tony Romo, and he signed a jersey. And Joe Boo wore that jersey all the time. Until the preseason game that Tony Romo got hurt. I put on the Dak Prescott one. It was against Seattle. And that was the last game Tony Romo played. Well, no, he did play in the Eagle game. But Tony Romo got hurt in that game. And so this jersey has been on Joe Boo. It's Dak. It's getting dirty. I want to change it. Okay? But this was the first jersey that Dak Prescott, when he met Joe Boo, was wearing. And I just can't change it. So I'm superstitious. So here's the thing with the Dallas Cowboys underneath Jason Garrett. Every time they have won the opening season game, they have not made the playoffs. Every time they lose, they've made the playoffs. So we play the New York stinking Giants. We can't lose that game. I can't listen to the New York stinking Giant fan. I just can't. But I'm worried because I'm superstitious about. Somebody needs to let the dogs out. I'm superstitious about that. But maybe this is the deal. Maybe this is the year we break the curse. Maybe we win that game and we finally have the football gods above happy and we win the Super Bowl. Maybe that's the way it's got to play out, because even though we've made the playoffs, we haven't gone very far. So let's say we get a win with the Giants. The Redskins. The Redskins only beat us once in the last 6 games. And it took an act of the referees with the whole snap. I'm going to say that I think that that's a win. Miami at home. I think we could beat the Fins. I'm going to leave New Orleans for now. The Fudge Packers at home. I think that team is rebuilding, although they've got... I thought you said 7:30 for the live stream. I did start at 7:30. 7:30 East Coast time? Oh, I'm sorry, Ray Bar. I'm on the East Coast, so I'm an hour ahead. So yeah, I started at 7:30, 7:35 on there. Well, OSO, I'm not going to disagree with you about Jason Garrett needing to go, but he is what we got. But we got a Chris Richard, and hopefully a Kellen Moore will be better than Scott Linehan. And maybe, because here's the thing, Jason Garrett hasn't called plays since the 8-8 years. It was Scott Linehan calling the plays, and we know we had a vanilla offense. And we had 50-50 Des Bryant. I dare say we are improved. This is the best wide receiver core we've had in a very, very long time. And I believe we've got a quarterback. Derek, I'm sorry, man. I'm superstitious, man. I'm sorry. That's just the way I am. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's kind of like, every morning, I know this much. I know every morning I rub my wife's butt, and that every day I seem to come back home and wake up the next day. So you know what? I'm going to keep rubbing her butt every day because I believe that that's keeping me safe. That's just the way I am. I probably shouldn't put that one out there, but understand, I'm superstitious. Whatever I did that seemed like it worked before, I'm going to do it. All right, we're going to leave New Orleans for now, because New Orleans is a tough place to play. Green Bay, I think we can win. The Jets, are you kidding me? The Jets ended up taking Gase from Miami. You're talking about, I'll be traveling for some games. Or some more games. We'll be at training camp as well as definitely the Redskin game. We'll figure out some of the other ones. The Jets, I think we can definitely win. The Eagles and Cowboys, I think we'll split games. I'm going to say we win at home. The bye week, we got the Giants, which is a bye week, if you ask me. So right there, that's 7 wins. Let's say we lose to New Orleans. That puts us at 7-1 for the first half of the season. I'd be okay with that. Now I've got to move this down. Okay. Minnesota at home. I think we can win in Minnesota. I think we can win Detroit. New England in the cold. That I think is going to be kind of tough, but you never know. I think we win Buffalo, Thanksgiving. Chicago at Chicago in the cold. We might lose that one. The Rams at home, I think we win that one. Philadelphia, I'm going to say we lose that one because we'll split the games. And I say we beat Washington. And if we do that, damn, that's 12-4. I'm going to say the over and under, I'm going to say we get 11-win season. Okay, so let's switch up here. Let's see, hold on. We're going to go over to the bar real quick here. Let me make sure. Testing one. Can you still hear me? Okay, cool. All right, we're going to switch up here. If I can get out from behind here. Is this going? Let me check and make sure I got the right camera on.
For more on those Bears in that schedule, let's go out to Stacey Davis.
Oh, damn. I miss Jane Slater. Okay. So, while I'm here, actually, this is actually kind of cool, so we'll just kind of play with this for the moment. Actually, while I'm over here, this is what I'm really, really proud of. The fact that I've been working on this studio, for quite a while here, and trying to maximize what we're doing. We actually have 5 cameras that are set up to work with here in the studio.
But then I think about the Week 15 matchup last season.
And so when I was talking about us having fans come over, there's a little soap in there. Having fans come over, what I envision us being able to do, we'll get the usual crew. We'll get Foots, we'll get E2 Blue, we'll get DMV, we'll get Clarence Missing in action. We'll get a few of you fans and stuff over, my man Daniel, and we can have some people just sitting here chilling at the bar. You can be sitting here at the bar. We can be watching the game up here. And let me make sure I got this.
Celebrating all sorts of things with the history and then the different matchups and rivalries.
Well, I'm getting ads on my own stuff. Okay. So we can have people sitting here at the bar, and we can have a camera on them. I'm actually really, really proud of the way this is working out, and I'm excited about the season. So, you're not superstitious, Incognito? Man, I'm superstitious as it gets. I'm telling you. I will not. I'm honestly scared to take that jersey off of Jobu. That's no lie. I kid you not. That thing will have to disintegrate off of Jobu, or Dak Prescott will have to go to another team. Whatever. It's not going to be that I take it off. I just can't. Literally, I am that superstitious. Why is this not? Hold on, let me see. Trying to see the signal here. Reef tank? It is, and I'm trying to do. I don't know why I'm not caught up. Let me go back through. Yeah, that's actually my saltwater tank. I've got a sand tang in there, some gobies, some chromes, and clownfishes and things. And I've got to do some more work on that. There we go. This is kind of cool. So we're looking forward to having a great, great season and being able to do a lot more stuff than we've been doing in the past. Hopefully you guys can hear me real well. Well, we'll definitely have some of you guys here. I have faith, no superstitions here. Alpha 2-4, man, everything is great, man. I'm excited about this season. We've got 140 days until kickoff. It can't get here soon enough for me. It's going to be fantastic. 12-4 and winning division. You know, this is going to sound like hate, and I know the Eagle fans are going to say it's haterade, but I think the Eagles are getting. Here's the thing with the Eagles. The Eagles have been signing a lot of free agents. They've been doing a lot of restructuring. And we know a lot about restructuring contracts. That's what got our Cowboys in cap hell. The reason why Tyron Smith's cap number is so high, and understand the Cowboys were wise to sign him to that $97 million contract. At the time, everybody was like, oh my God, you're paying him a fortune. But here's the reality of it was, in today's dollars, his contract didn't cost that much, with the exception of one thing. We restructured it 2 times, which put up more money in the back end, which is the reason why his cap number has been so high. Same thing with Tony Romo's. We kept restructuring him because we kept saying, we just need a player here and a player there. We're over the cap, and we've just got to grab some cash. The Cowboys have gotten to the point where they're not having to do that anymore. We've signed DeMarcus Lawrence to a long-term deal. We've signed Zach Martin. We have not restructured any deals the last 2 years, which is unbelievable. The Eagles, they have been restructuring contracts left and right, and I think they're hoping that down the road here in 2022, when the television contract goes in, that all of a sudden you get a big boost. And I think that may happen. The fact that you're getting games that are being streamed live on Amazon and Yahoo Sports and stuff is kind of like testing the waters of streaming, because let's make no mistake about it. It's going to be, games are going to be streamed, and eventually you're going to be paying for them to be streamed. And it's going to be catered more for what you're doing. Understand, everything is going online. You guys are watching me online. Why do you think First Take and Undisputed and all those guys are now doing more streaming? That's why YouTube is clamping down on guys like us and Law Nation and things like that, because they don't want the competition with the NFL. And Ricky, and that's the thing. And the other thing, along with restructuring those deals, is they're holding on to guys that are getting up there. The move for Deshaun Jackson, they restructured his deal. He's in his 30s. And he's got $30-some million contract that they still have to pay over the next 3 years. They restructured Lane Johnson. They restructured Zach Ertz. Jason Peters is getting old. I mean, Jason Peters is like 10 years older than Tyron Smith, and you know how much Tyron Smith has been breaking down. So when you start looking at this, they are the 5th oldest team in the NFL. We're about the 5th youngest. And if you take Sean Lee, LP Lasserman off the roster, and Jason Witten, we're actually probably one of the youngest. But the great thing about being young with this team is this team has a lot of experience with young guys. You think about it, Van Der Esch has played in 13 or 14 games, and he's a rookie and is a Pro Bowler. Jalen Smith only has 2 years of playing on the field. You look at the defensive line, DeMarcus Lawrence is actually one of the old, and Tyrone Crawford are the oldest ones on that line. It's young. Your defensive secondary, Byron Jones is kind of one of the old guys that are out there now. So we have youth on our side. We have a window that's opening. If we can do what we have done in the draft over the last few years, and that is draft well, if we can get a couple of starters or a couple of impact players in this draft like we have before, and make no mistake, we have not just been first round that we've been hitting. We've been doing really, really well with the second round. If we can get a stud safety, and for me, God, my dream is we get a stud safety and we get a trash can full of dirt that can push up the middle, Vash. If we can do that and control the middle of the field, we're going to get more takeaways. And if we get more takeaways, that helps the offense in the way that the offense, controlling the clock, helps the defense by keeping them fresh and making other teams more one-dimensional. It's a yin and yang, or whatever you call that, where they fit together like that. You need both sides to help. And as much as we talk about how Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, how much we talk about Russell Wilson is doing things that Dak Prescott isn't, those guys haven't won the Super Bowl since their defenses were great at taking the ball away. And I say, look around at all of these great quarterbacks that we think of. We think about Matty Ice, great quarterback, 30-some TDs and everything else, lighting up the scoreboard. Aaron Rodgers, great quarterback, lighting up the scoreboard, 30-some touchdowns and 4 interceptions. All of these guys that are lighting up the scoreboard and things, partially because they're behind and having to catch up, aren't winning Super Bowls without a defense. And I know chicks dig the deep ball. Everybody loves to see that great layout, deep pass touchdown. But I'm telling you, This is a ball control offense. It's a throwback. It is pounding the rock. It is short passing game. It's kind of like the West Coast offense in a way that predicated on controlling the ball, making play after play after play, and eating up the clock. And you have dynamic players like a Jerry Rice who could take it to the house. Well, our Jerry Rice right now is Amari Cooper. He can take it to the house on a slant. You didn't have that with Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley, sure hands. He's going to get 10, 12, 15 yards, but he's not going to take it to the house very often. So this team is going to be able to run the ball, but it's also going to be pick your poison, which is the way it was back in the 90s. We had a great defense that kept giving the ball to the offense. We didn't have to hurry up and score. And it was, how do you want to die to the defensive coordinators? Because if you want to go ahead and put 8 guys in the box, go right ahead. We got a big offensive line that's still going to be able to push through and get yardage. And if you do that, we'll take Michael Irvin and have him go deep. Or we'll take Alvin Harper on a slant route. And because it's single coverage, he's got a lane that can go. And if it's a blitz, we got a Jay Novacek who we can just dump it off to as a security blanket. That's where we are right now with the Dallas Cowboys offense. We can go toe-to-toe on the offensive line and run Zeke. Or we've got some speed now with Randall Cobb, Amari Cooper, as well as Michael Gallup, that we can take it to the house. So if you're a defensive coordinator, what do you focus on trying to stop? Because I don't think you're going to have enough players to be able to stop this offense. And the defense, Robert Quinn. Okay, so they're not talking about anything now. So, what's happening, Philly Cowboy fans? 76, how you doing? Week 4 is going to be a great game. Christopher Alexander, I predict the Cowboys will be 11-5. I think 11-5 is within reach. I think 12-4 could be where we get. I would love to. Yes, John House. Chicks dig the long ball. ESPN has the Rams beating us and going 12-4. Well, you know, listen, I have the Rams possibly beating us too. You don't know. But the Rams may be one of those teams that ends up being the one that you think is going to be really, really good, and they end up falling back. Okay, now think about this. Think about this time last year. Everybody figured the Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl. They're built the right way. Great, innovative young coach. Best quarterback situation there with Nick Foles, Carson Wentz and stuff, right? Right? They also said the NFC South was probably the best division in football because you had New Orleans, and then you had Matty Ice, of course, and having Calvin Ridley. They're going to be great, and you can't discount Carolina with that defense. That they were saying that you could see 2, maybe 3 teams coming out of that division, right? Then they talked about the NFC North, and they said, oh my God, Minnesota with Kirk Cousins, they are definitely Super Bowl or bust. Aaron Rodgers is back. So, of course, Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. Of course, they're a playoff contender. And, of course, they said the Rams will be good. In Seattle, they said we'll probably take a step back. And the Cowboys, some people said the Cowboys could be the 3rd or the 4th team in the division. Because, remember, they said, oh, you got Eli Manning, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, with Barkley and Odell Beckham. Oh, they're going to be scary, those New York Giants. And then they said, oh, my God, the Washington Redskins. Now they have a quarterback in Alex Smith. He will definitely make them better along with AP. So I ask you, when they say that the Rams are going to beat us, well, you can say that. But until they actually play, we have no idea who are going to be the great teams next year. We don't. So keep the faith. So we got Dion talking about the Chiefs with the first 3 of their games are on the road.
With the quarterback played last year, they just couldn't take it anymore.
So I'm going to move back over to our main studio set over here. Excuse me for a second, guys.
Oh my goodness, I love it. That's going to be a great test. Kansas City, Kansas City, out the gate. Sneaky good weekend. Yes.
Bam. And just like that, we're back to the main set. And I want to thank everybody coming in and checking out the show. We're going to keep working to bring you guys the best coverage on the Dallas Cowboys. And let me look at some of the comments up in here. Let me turn this mic off here. Play calling. Well, you got to think, play calling wise, that will be better for no other reason than the fact that we have a different coach. The fact that we're going to be doing hopefully something different than what we've been doing for the last 6 years. There's an unknown factor, which will be basically defensive coordinators won't know. The fact that you actually now have some more studs. Excuse me, I forgot to turn that mic back on. The fact that we have some studs for wide receivers. Sorry, forgot to turn the mic. Went from one section to another, got to change up on the mics. The fact that we've got some stud sound is low. Okay, here we go. Let me turn it back up a little bit. Can't hear me? Thanks, Mark. You're rolling. Okay. Sound. It should be back by now, guys. I'm seeing it going out over here, okay? It'll catch up. Sound. It's coming. I turned off the other microphone, and it should be back, okay? You sure there's no sound there? Let me double check, because I think you guys are playing with me now. Can't hear me? There's sound. Okay. Sound. It should be back by now, guys. I'm seeing it going out over here. All right. One day, still low. It's not low. If I turn it up too high, you're going to end up getting it to peak out. Okay, I'll turn it up a little bit more. But if I do, it's going to peak out. Then you guys are going to say, oh, now it's bad. Okay, we're good now. So, other news. Dallas Cowboys are interested in definitely getting a running back. Here's the thing. It's literally about 15 seconds behind. And this gets to be confusing. I wish I could actually show you guys this. It's about 15 seconds behind because I'm looking at all of the cameras and stuff in here. This is actually really, really cool. Maybe I should just at one point just put a camera over here so you guys can just see what's going on. But I see myself in real time down here on the streaming studio set, but I'm also watching the comments that are coming through at the top. And so that's like 15 seconds behind. So, I'm hearing no sound. And I realize that I fixed it. I see it's peaking out here and you guys are commenting, but it's like still behind. So again, the problem with Duke Johnson is they're going to hold on to him because of an insurance policy because what's his name is suspended for the first 8 games. Or they're going to want more than what you want. Now, here's what Stephen Jones said, and I wish I could actually play the clip, but I'm getting scared about playing any clips of anything. Law Nation has been demonetized on his channel, and it's basically because film breakdown. Even though you don't monetize some of the stuff, they're getting to the point because of what's going on in Europe. They're doing a whole copyright thing that if you use any clips and things like that of stuff, they are going through and shutting down channels. I've lost my other channel and still working on trying to get it back, but I can't seem to get that one back. It may never come back. So I'm scared about playing any clips of anything of anybody's. But Stephen Jones made the perfect analogy about going into this draft. And this is where I feel good because I feel like Stephen Jones has learned a lot about football and managing the team. He said when you have a hole or a need, you jump on a guy, and sometimes that guy, because you are so hungry for that need to fill that hole, that you evaluate guys better than what they really are. Because you say, I got to get a player to play this. And I hate to say it, but that's where we were with Taco Charlton. Taco may become a really good player, but Taco, they reached for him because they knew that defensive tackles, defensive ends, those guys were going off the board, and there was no chance of getting one in the second round. They knew that he could get cornerbacks later in the draft, and so they said, let's take that guy. And I can equate that to, don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry, or don't go car shopping when your car breaks down. Because when you're desperate, I don't have a car to get to work tomorrow, I got to buy a car. They got you by the balls. It will cost you more money than when you can shop around and find the best thing. And that's what they said happened with Morris Claiborne. They thought Morris Claiborne, they had no chance of getting that guy, so they didn't really evaluate him that much. But when they started seeing him there on the board, they said, oh my God, that's Morris Claiborne. You know, they said that guy's really good. Let's make a move for him. And they did. And it came back to bite them on the ass. So that's where now they're kind of like, okay, there's going to be. Well, Currency 365, I had 28,000 subscribers on my channel, on my other channel, 28,000. And they shut it down 3 times. So I don't know, third time is the charm or whatever. You know, they said I was spamming. And it's like, I report on the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys got shit going on all the time. So I never showed nudity. I didn't cuss. I didn't do film breakdown. Didn't have copyright strikes, but yet it got cut down. So it is what it is. But that's where I'm trying to be really, really cautious about everything that I do. Joseph, yeah, Joseph, we just moved your house up here. This is just to give you another angle, just to kind of show you at least what the set actually. This is actually a behind the scene. 49 can't afford a YouTube channel. Okay, well, and I'm working on trying to make this beyond just a YouTube channel. I love doing this. I'm envious of people like Stephen A. Smith that get to do this. Look at T Week. Spamming, look at T Series. Okay. We're going 8-8, don't have a bye week until week 8. Devera's Bridge? Are you kidding me? We got the Giants twice and the Redskins twice. We got the Jets, Miami, and Buffalo. That's 7 wins right there. Dripping Candy, yeah, I started one. I need to actually start using it. I hadn't finished setting it up. I need to actually work on it. Other Cowboys haters not welcome to this channel. That's a lot of money right there. But, well, here's the thing that I do. I always believe, like when I do a construction job, you always put in, you get another piece of equipment that helps make the job better. You put it into the equation of doing the job. That way you're going to advance yourself, and you always have to do that. You have to invest in yourself to do better. And what I've always done, you know, YouTube, because of super chats, because of, you know, selling the shirts, and because of stuff like Joseph Hartley has sent to me and things that we've used for fundraising, I've put money back into this. So it's always evolving and always getting better. The fact that I've got this studio set up, this is truly now becoming a studio. Well, here's the Dallas Die Hard. Here's the thing that I look at. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. If you have nothing but patsies all season long and then you got to start playing somebody in the playoffs, you're not ready for it. I like a team that's been battle tested. If you want to be a Super Bowl champion, guess what? That means you got to be able to beat everybody. Some of my other channel, well, it's not up yet, I haven't really finished filling it out. I just haven't had time to. And that's one of those things I probably do maybe over this weekend, is really start doing it. Because what we'll do is during the daytime, we'll use that one, like where me and Mike are working and things. Actually, I'm on Vimeo, Dickie. And what's kind of cool is, after being shut down the first time, I'm actually paying to be on Vimeo. Vimeo actually is through, this stream is actually coming through Vimeo to YouTube. So actually all of my material is now saved on Vimeo. And it's a higher resolution than what YouTube has as a standard. But the problem is YouTube is the 800-pound gorilla. They are the ones that have the platform, the reach, and everything else where they actually can pay you for doing your stuff. I have to pay to be on Vimeo $1,000 a year. You can go on Facebook, but Facebook, you're not getting paid on Facebook either, as well. And we're going to be ending. Hold on, guys. Okay. All right. So, just found out Mama finally made it home. And she's like, I'm home. I'm upstairs. Okay, beautiful honey. I love you. I will be up there shortly. I hope you got the Italian gourmet wrap that's up in there. Say hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. All 284 people that are there. But we're about to kill the stream anyway. I was actually working on finishing up when you sent me the message. Bye. Okay, so that's where we are. Kick him out. Please, the real Super Bowl team, plus the real Super Bowl team, Gabrielle, kick them out. Beasley's going to get pounded by the Wolfman. Oh, man. Joseph Hartley, I'm so tired of 7th graders in their okay. Well, Cleveland Brown, you're 100% right on that. And unfortunately, that's what I said. YouTube, they can shut you down because they know they've got millions of other people that are on there. They're not worried. And what they're actually worried about is this. This is the problem. In Europe, they have a whole thing that I think they were supposed to vote on it, where they have some really strong copyright laws. And the way the copyright laws are going to be is, it's right now, if I end up using copyrighted material, they come after me. But the way Europe is going to change it is, if you use copyright material, they'll come after me as well as YouTube. So that's where YouTube is being preemptive, and they're basically going through and saying, oh, no. We're not paying for that stuff. We're going to put it on you guys to police yourself. And so they have all of these bots. It's not a person that goes through. It's all these computer algorithms and stuff that just go through and they read it and they just grab it and so forth. And for me, what's happened with me is this. On the other channel, because I would say, and I think this is what it was, because I was live streaming while we're working, I say Cowboys in the shop. Cowboys while we're working on the kitchen from hell. We're talking about Cowboys, we're working on the kitchen. But what they're saying is, this isn't really about the Dallas Cowboys, and that's why I got shut down. Everything I do in life is about the Dallas Cowboys. You guys all know that. Constantly wearing Dallas Cowboys gear. I'm talking about what's happening with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm giving you my perspective. I'm breaking news on the Dallas Cowboys. This is literally like the 24/7 update of the Dallas Cowboys. YouTube looks at it and says, how is it that you have so many videos that are out? You can't actually be creating all these videos. But every single one of them are different. But it is what it is. So,
and also a compelling matchup that you had last year that was crucial.
Come on, Dickie, you like the show? Be nice. Yeah, there you go. Well, we're not going to take calls tonight. I don't actually have that set up tonight. That's another one of the many things. If you guys had any, I am not a tech savvy guy. And learning how to use all this stuff has been a nightmare. It's been a process for me. I'm still amazed that it all still works. In fact, if I had somebody just came through and they took this all apart, I don't know that I could put it back together. It's literally that crazy. And probably if somebody knew what they were doing, they would come through and say, man, this is just whack. You need to just kind of do this, and this. So there is an input right here that I have set up for cell phone calls, but the problem is is I don't have the plug-in. I keep getting echo in the background when I hook it up, so somewhere I'm getting feedback. Oh no, I don't think I can go to it'll be too cold in New England. You heard about the weather. Which weather is that? The storms that are coming through? You at Soldier Field, Stephanie? Well, you got the opportunity. You can go up there in the cold, Joseph. Charger Mom got a tough schedule. Yeah, but you know what? It's going to be tough for some other people playing the Dallas Cowboys, too. To have this young pack of wolves out there ready to rock and roll.
All right, Al. Thanks for the time here on the NFL Network schedule release show.
Well,
The draft, and we'll catch you down the line.
5 rings. Come on, Mark.
That's how all right, take it away, Colin.
That's the funny thing is when I look at the schedule, it's really it's funny because you look at the schedule and things are going to change. Some teams that are really good are going to be bad next year. But if you look at the schedule right now, the funny thing is it's either a good team or a bad team. There's not really teams that are kind of in the middle. I mean, let's look at it. Right now, you got to look at the Giants and the Redskins. The Redskins don't have a quarterback right now. Those two are bad teams. Miami, that's a bad team. New Orleans, that's a really good team. Green Bay, they might be middle of the road, but I'm still going to say they're still kind of a bad team. The Jets, that's a bad team. Eagles, that's a good team. Giants, that's a bad team. Minnesota, maybe they're middle of the road. Detroit, that's a bad team. New England, that's a good team. Buffalo, that's a bad team. Chicago, that's a good team. Rams, that's a good team. Eagles, that's a good team. Washington's a bad team. You see what I mean? So it's either like they're crap or they're really good. But you need to play some good competition to be ready to rock and roll. Oh, you're in Fort Worth, Sebastian. Well, keep your heads down. I'm actually in Northern Virginia. I know everybody thinks I'm in Dallas. I'm not. I'm born and raised. Oh, Victor, we're going to be throwing the tailgate to end all tailgates, man. I was so excited about it today. I went outside to my smoker, opened that bad boy up, cleaned it up, fired it up just to make sure that it was ready to go because I'm ready right now. We're going to do 40, 50 pounds of chicken wings. We're going to do maybe 100 pounds of pulled pork. We're going to have chili galore. We're going to be there ready to rock and roll. The only bad thing is it's a 1 o'clock game, which means really it should be breakfast. Pulled pork and eggs? What do you think? Pulled pork and eggs? Well, thank you very much, Stars are the boys, Gonzalez. I appreciate the kind words. We have the Wolfpack. Yeah, it looks scary right now, but you know what? I have faith. Alabama schedule. Well, guys, I am going to get ready to get out of here. I want to leave you guys with a couple of things here. Just want you guys to think about this guy.
But winners worry about winning, and losers worry about winners. So we're focused on ourselves in this locker room about what we need to do to get better each and every phase of this game and be ready for this week. And we're not worried about he say, she say.
That's right. You know what? I'm not worried about the games. We'll end up taking. Zeke, you're right. I got to do that too, buddy. I'm sorry. Been a little bit crazy around here, stuff. Let's just take one game at a time when the season starts. That's all we can do. Just take it as it comes. Next week, we got the draft, an opportunity to get a few more pieces to help our team. I think our coaching staff, our front office have done a bang-up job on this offseason in finding talent and getting them underneath the cap and stuff. I'm happy about the deal we got for DeMarcus Lawrence. I'll be happy if we can get a deal done with Dak Prescott, get that out of the way, and go through and just keep on getting this stuff together. I feel like this can be a special, special season. Anything can happen. There's no guarantees whatsoever, but I know one thing. If I'm awake tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys. And again, if you guys do me a favor, go on Facebook, okay? If you have any, let me pull it up real quick here. Okay. Oh, the damn pencils. Forget it. I'll forget it. Go to Cowboys Experience on Facebook and like the page. And if you are interested in going to a game and you're not from Dallas, or even, you can even get tickets from them and all that. But Cowboys Experience, they have relationships with Jalen Smith, with Jeff Heath, with Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Michael Gallup. These are all guys that they have at their autograph signings and things, and we're going to be doing some games and stuff in Dallas with them and going to their autograph signings, going to have some meetups, going to be doing some shows with them and things. If you are interested in getting a game package, and you're, depending on how much you want to spend, it all depends on, your budget, but they got a budget for everybody, from party passes down to sideline passes. They give you some good deals, and they will take good care of you on there. Go to their Facebook page, like it, check them out, and if you're going to definitely be interested in a game, pick it and circle it right now. Put a deposit on it right now. It'll hold the price, and it'll save you some money on it. So with that being said, guys, it is getting late. I need to go spend some time with my wife, and I'm going to turn out the lights. Oh, or maybe I should do that Russell Wilson. We got a deal here. Yeah. Dallas, we got a deal here. So it's time for y'all to go on to bed. I'll see you guys soon.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over, and tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.
Of course, he's gonna come to the first game because it's the New York Giants. Now, what I'm gonna do is, I'll still get that jersey, but I might wait because if we lose the first game, I can't give him the jersey.